always tell men, if I'm going on a couple days with you and I'm not feeling it, I don't think we're romantically compatible.
Yeah.
That's what I tell them all the time because I feel like
Mhm.
I'm not going to sit here waste months and years of my life
Mhm.
being with somebody who I can't see myself with long term or I feel like just doesn't view me in that way. And
Right.
like I said, he was playing and I said, well, we should just be friends because
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to be sitting in limbo. Welcome to the podcast that keeps it real and isn't afraid to spill. This is Situations and Relations. Today we're going to be talking about long distance relationships. And here's my cast.
Hey y'all, I'm DW, here to speak on the situations in your relations.
Yo, it's your boy Chili Willie. You already know what it is, man.
What's up? It's the coolest, the smoothest. It's your boy Eli.
And I'm Talay Forbes with Take Two, and I'm giving you all the hottest takes. Okay, so let's get into it. I want to know, how would y'all deal with being in a long distance relationship? Do y'all think y'all could do a long distance relationship?
Well, me personally, no, not as of right now. I've dealt with little situationships that have been long distance, and it just comes with a lie. Everybody is worried about what you're doing 24/7 because we're not physically with each other. And that becomes an issue because I love my friends. So if you're not here physically, I'm around my friends all the time. You're not really getting much time out of me. And that's not fair to you. So, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think out of sight, out of mind is definitely a real thing. So when you with long distance relationships and stuff, when you're not like in that person's face a lot, you kind of forget about them. And I just know like it takes a certain level of like maturity to like kind of ignore everything that's around you and things like that. And I don't think that a lot of people at this age can do that. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I'm like for me, I try not to because I wouldn't say I'm a clingy person, but I like physical. I like being over the phone isn't the same.
As being
Like even when I meet somebody over the phone, like my brain doesn't register you as a real person until I see you. And I know that sounds like bad, but like to me you're not like a real person until I see you in person.
That's real though. I feel like it's very difficult for me to connect with somebody like through social media or like on
Yeah.
FaceTime if we never had any physical time together. Like I
Yeah.
can't feel any emotion with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what if y'all met a girl or a boy or whatever y'all want to meet, and then y'all like, okay, I'm really feeling this person. They're super fly. I like their vibe. I like their energy, their personality, their tea. They're everything I want in a person. And you met them in person. Y'all hang out for a week because y'all on vacation. Y'all meet and y'all in Punta Cana. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all go back to your own cities. You're not gonna try to keep
Nope.
dating them.
It
Nope.
depends.
It depends on what.
Well, for me, I feel like it depends on what y'all built your relationship on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it doesn't take that long to know that you like somebody if you actually do. And there shouldn't be a reason why you like somebody. You feel me? Like I always like, to me, it's like if you have a reason that you like love me, you don't love me. You feel me?
I disagree.
I don't know. That's been my mindset
So if
for a long time.
someone says to you, "I love you because you're patient and you're understanding and you take good care of me," you feel like that's not love because they can name it.
I feel like it's not what it could be. I feel like it's easy to say like I love you because you're beautiful. I love you because you have this. I love you because you listen to me. But at the same time, it's just like I don't know. Like if I love somebody, I would never have a reason to love them. I just do. Like I just know that because once somebody like slows down on that reason, you don't. You start like the relationship start breaking down. So like if I say, well, if you said, like let's say we were in a hypothetical relationship and you said you love me because I listen to you every single time you have a mental breakdown or something, right? Like let's say I'm going through something or I have to do something to where I'm gonna be a little bit distant for a little bit and I can't listen to every problem. The relationship is gonna dwindle.
Yeah.
Because that's what you built the relationship on. Me being a therapist, not me being a lover. If that makes sense.
I understand what you're
I
saying
could
as a
definitely
concept.
understand where he
Yeah.
like could be coming from, but I don't think there's anything wrong in like listing like the different things that they appreciate about, you know, the person that they're with. It's just like, I get what you mean though. It's like it should be them as a whole that you love, not necessarily like specific things, but I don't think
no, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like those are things that you appreciate, but that's not why you love somebody. That's just stuff that you appreciate. Because if they weren't to have that one day or for a certain amount of time, like what's gonna happen after? Like what are you gonna say? Like, okay, the couple of reasons why I love you, now I don't have that no more, so now I can't technically, off of what you're saying, I can't really love you the same way. Like me, I'm like, if I love somebody, I'm gonna love you either way. Like, if you gotta do something, if you gotta go off to get your education, if you gotta go to the military, or, you know, if you gotta do something, you gotta go back home and take care of your mom because your mom is sick. You feel me? Like, you might not be able to give me all the attention, but I'm still gonna love you.
So you feel like if you already had a solid foundation, then you can do long distance. So if you already were coupled up with somebody, y'all faces, are you saying?
Because I'm going back to the Punta Cana or whatever, like vacation scenario. Hell no.
No.
Sorry.
No, the Punta Cana
going back to the Punta Cana, like on vacation, just met you for a week. No.
I'm not saying y'all are in love, boyfriend, girlfriend, but I'm saying.
I feel like you could pursue it. Like, you could be on them, but I just wouldn't expect nothing. Like, I'm not going to expect you to not do what you're going to do. I expect you, that's what I feel like. You just got to be like, I just feel like some people just not realistic. And that's what I just feel like we got to keep it at being. If I just met you a week ago, we could have had the best week of our life. We could have been doing everything, telling each other we love each other, whatever. But when I get back to where I'm going, I was doing something before I met you. And they was doing something before they met you. So
that's real.
Okay, let me explain. It's real. I'm a
Right.
woman. So let me explain to y'all what I'm thinking. If I met a man and he's everything that I could want in a man, and he said, I got to go back here, I would low-key try to, like, make it work. Because I feel like for me personally, it's rare for me to find somebody that I feel that spark with and that I want that connection with, and I wouldn't want to, like, let it die out because of distance. Because I'm not tied down to Tallahassee or Detroit or Orlando or anywhere. I go anywhere. I don't want to be here anyways.
That's when it comes down to it. It really comes down to situations, because like you said, if that's everything you want in a man, clearly you would want him for long term. If he feels the same way, then y'all would make it work out. One of y'all would move, you know, until y'all can move. Y'all would visit each other and stuff like that. You know, like, he better be playing for your flights, you know.
And do.
But, like, other than, like, if the intention is not, like, yes, I'm dating you for the long term, like, if it turns into, like, we're talking, and that talking stage lasts for 1, 2, 3, 4 months, no.
I'm just probably not that much of an optimist in those scenarios. Like,
I'm saying.
Right.
It's a vacation. This is a fantasy.
Right.
In my eyes, like
I know that's not the real him.
Yeah.
It was just an example of the type, like the stages of a relationship you would be in. So, do y'all feel like if you were in a hypothetical long distance relationship, would you be the clingy person, or are you, like, not the clingy person, and how would that impact the dynamic if it was off balance?
I know I've been in a long distance relationship, and I was the clingy person, and I just remember, like, even though, like, nothing really happened that I know of that like was that bad, I just personally wouldn't ever do that again. I feel like it's kind of like, I just feel like dumb. Like, again, I just feel like I'm a real, like you said, I'm a realist. So I just want to, if I'm being for, if we're all the way distance, it should be like some type of effort to, like, get back together. And if it's none of that, I'm just gonna assume you doing you, and we could do, like, we could do what we do. We could talk or whatever, but it don't mean I'm not gonna assume that we, like, gonna be real serious for real. So I just know personally, I would not be the clingy person. I would be, like I said, the realist, and just be doing me, expecting you to be doing the same thing. So
I'm not that real. So I've had, like, a situation before where he kind of ended up being, like, long distance after us already building something out here, and that was really a test to how mature I really am, because it was a lot of different scenarios where I feel like when you miss someone in like, you know, both ways or whatever, y'all start to just get agitated with each other very easily and aren't really actively communicating how y'all are feeling about the situation, especially if it wasn't something that was 100% established before it became long distance. Like, if we were really official, then, you know,
It's
he
like
moved
the
away.
gray area
Yeah,
that
that gray
makes
area
it
on top of it, it
uncomfortable.
just wasn't, it didn't work, no.
Yeah. I've dealt with that being from Detroit and then moving here. I had a couple of guys
Yeah.
that I was dating, situating, and you know, when I fly back home, I go on dates with them, and it was this one in particular, and I thought that he was open to like having a romantic relationship and emotional intimacy.
Mhm.
So it's not embarrassing, but basically I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's my birthday, and he like bought me all this stuff for my birthday, and he made all of these plans for my birthday when I went in Detroit, came into Detroit, we're hanging out. Mind you, he moved 2 hours away from the city because he got a new job. So I'm driving on top of that trying to see him, and he's coming to the city for my birthday, meeting my family, whatever. I'm thinking this is what he wants.
Yeah.
I'm there. It's kind of awkward. Because I'm a Cancer, I can feel it, like the uncomfortability, and I notice that there's kind of like a wall up, but I don't understand because I'm thinking you want this connection with me. You've been actively pursuing me since we were younger. I met him in college. So I get back home and I basically call him and I'm like, I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks. And I just feel like this gray area that we're in where we're friends but we're actively dating is making me feel confused. He was like, yeah, I was gonna tell you, like, I'm just not interested in pursuing things, and I knew before your birthday, I just didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to ruin your birthday because I care about you, but I'm not interested in doing a long distance relationship. And I got work, and I gotta go to the gym, and I gotta study, and I gotta do this. And in my head, I'm just thinking it's probably another girl, whatever, because
2 weeks.
if you want to.
Threw me
Long
off.
story short, I see him posting all these memes on Instagram about a girl. I messaged him. I said, "You are so full of it. Like, you got a girl now?" And he's like, "Oh well, long distance relationship isn't really a problem with her. Da 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 da." But you just told me you weren't ready for a relationship. He told me because he had all this other stuff going on in his life, he wasn't ready. And now all of a sudden, you're ready.
He was just talking.
He was just talking.
I have questions.
Yeah.
So the girl that he ended up with, that was also a long distance situation?
I had asked him, so on that phone call when I told him we should just be friends, I asked him, were you dating anybody? He said yes. And I said, is she in Michigan? He said, no, she's not in Michigan.
So his reasoning for not
He just
dealing
didn't
with
like
it.
He just
He
lied.
He just lied.
He just
Yeah.
lied.
Ain't no
For
need
no
to even try to
reason.
break that down. He just lied,
Yeah.
y'all. So sorry.
So I feel like me, I know I need a little bit of clinginess. Like, I need that attention. I need consistency. It don't have to be clinginess, but it has to be consistent. And that gray area that we're talking about, I can't be in that.
Yeah, that's very real. Because I feel like that gray area also keeps you back from really being honest about how you feel. 100%.
No, for me, I think I'm kind of like past like that like clingy stage to where like, you know, like, oh, you're the love of my life, I need to be with you 24/7. But at the same time, like, I'm not like avoidant. Like, I'm not gonna go weeks without talking to somebody. Or like me, if I do long distance, I'm a firm believer, and if you can't see them frequently, you shouldn't be doing long distance. So if you can't afford to take a trip and buy an Airbnb or whatever, you know, every 1 to 2 months, 3 months at most, you shouldn't be doing it. But like, my consistency is showing up and being there. You know, like, it might not be on the phone every single time because, like I said, like, over the phone stuff isn't real to me. But I'll try my best to make sure that I'm there, especially for all the important stuff. And then, like, every month or two, you know, try to be in your life as much as possible until I can eventually. Because the whole point of long distance relationship is to kind of like be there one day. Like, one day, the goal is to one day be there together. So I feel like I can't say that this situation is bad until I give it my full effort. and I'm the type of person that I'll trust you, and I'll give you my full, until you decide to give me a reason not to. I feel like I live happier that way. So, yeah, I'll try my hardest, but I wouldn't be like super like, oh, why are you not texting me back in like 2 hours? Because some people like, you don't text in 2 hours, especially those night hours after 10. Like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like being on the phone 24/7. It's just like, I want you to have your own life. I don't want you to be out and about. But that, of course, will be down to the respect of the relationship.
Yeah.
Like I said, I give my full respect until you decide to give me a reason not to respect you.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be out and about. But at the same time, like, I'm still going to have, like, my own life. I'm still going to do my own things.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try at least. Like, you can't, you got to try.
I think it's important to have those boundaries, especially knowing the type of person that you're dating, and set that tone up front. Whether it's long distance or in person, I always ask, what counts as cheating to you? Because what counts as cheating to you might not count vice versa. Like, you on Instagram liking pictures and DMing people and all this stuff, that's cheating.
Yeah.
You keeping in contact with your ex, to me, that's cheating, but to somebody else, oh, it's not, because we weren't intimate.
Yeah.
That's not real.
I definitely think setting boundaries is very important, but I also have a question, like, how do y'all think you're able to build trust in a long distance relationship without like physically being there with them and not having that anxiousness of them replying back, because all y'all have is that virtual, communication if y'all are long distance. So how do you not overthink and worry about them consistently being able to respond to you like every day?
Well, I think it first starts off with like, I don't think trust can be built unless you all like were dating originally, like from the jump. Like you could have some, because like, even if it's long distance, like again for this week thing, we could have been doing the week thing, and we could go back and he could just be lying, like right. I mean, they could be lying right through their teeth all they want to. So it's really not like that. I just feel like you gotta have like a certain type of trust built originally for you to even go to that, and then when it comes to the distance, they just gotta communicate with you and just make sure like you're in the know. You don't gotta obviously tell them exactly what you're doing at all times, but it shouldn't be times where like you can tell that you're obviously trying to avoid them and stuff. So that's all I really feel like for that.
Yeah, I feel like similarly. Like I said, I give my full trust as soon as we start going out, just because I live easier that way. Being like anxious or like all that other type of stuff, I personally find that like, if you're anxious about another person, I feel like, well, to me at least, I had to work with myself. Like, why are you so anxious? Like, why can you not calm down? Like, why do you need to know where they're at 24/7? Why do you need to talk to them every single second of the day? Why can they not enjoy their lives? And I feel like that's when you start thinking about a different level of like actually loving somebody versus liking or being obsessed with somebody. And I tell this to people all the time. There's a very big difference between loving and being obsessed with somebody. So you could be obsessed with somebody and try to make that relationship work just because you love the way they look or you love the way they act or because they're your therapist, but eventually that's going to fade. That's where that insecurity is, because you're so obsessed that you cannot fathom having another person being so close to what's yours, and that's why people get so anxious and so like, oh my God, I need to know exactly where they're at, because it's yours, it's possessive, like me, I personally, like I said, if I know the direction I want to take with you, if I know that I want to like be with you for real, because me, I don't do that whole like, oh, we're a situationship, we're talking. No, we date a couple times. Either you're my girlfriend or you're not. You feel me? Like, I don't have no time for no in between, because that in between.
I know that's right.
Yeah, that in between. That's when people start playing. That's when like, oh, no, you're either with me or you're not. That situationship stuff is an excuse to me to not want to create an everlasting relationship. Because me, like, if you're not dating for the long term, then you're dating for friends with benefits, and that should be disclosed. If you're dating for that, like, that's okay. If you still want me to take you out, I'll still take you out. You feel me? If I like you like that, but if we know that we're not going in that direction, then we don't need to waste time
Yeah. I
faking
always,
like it.
yeah. I always tell men, if I'm going on a couple days with you and I'm not feeling it, I don't think we're romantically compatible.
Yeah.
That's what I tell them all the time because I feel like
Mhm.
I'm not going to sit here waste months and years of my life being with somebody who I can't see myself with long term, or I feel like just doesn't view me in that way. And
Right.
like I said, he was playing, and I said, well, we should just be friends because
Right.
I'm not going to be sitting in limbo.
Right.
But I feel like for a woman in long distance, and I've done long distance before, it's just consistency and intentionality. So, okay, let's watch a movie tonight. So we're both watching a movie at the same time. Or you're sending me my favorite snacks through DoorDash, or you're sending me flowers, or you're sending me poetry in the mail. It's so many things I feel like people can do. And then, yeah, we're flying out to see each other, and we're setting up that time. I know one time I was dating this guy. He plays basketball. He was over in Europe, and he wanted me to be his Valentine's. He asked me to be his Valentine's. He sent chocolates and flowers, and he paid for me to buy myself dinner. And we had like we were supposed to have like a little FaceTime date. So it's so many things that if a man really wants to pursue you, or if a woman really wants to pursue you, I feel like they will do that.
No, I mean, even in person, I feel like it should be like that. Like,
Yeah.
like in person, it most definitely should be like a couple of dates and that's it. You don't need to waste time. It does, like, for me, like if I know that I'm not gonna be there 24/7, like if I know I have a busy schedule, right? Like we're in college, we're all busy, but you're most definitely getting flowers sent to you. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm that type of romantic where it's like I'm not like people might say like that's very like sympathetic or whatever, but like if I know I like you and I know I like you in that way, I'm gonna show you that I like you in that way. And I feel like just talking somebody's ear off.
On Face. Oh no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Sitting on FaceTime all day, every day.
I like being on FaceTime though. I like seeing people. I like seeing people's faces, you know. But at the same time, like if you can't sit like me, I know like, and this is like even with friends, like I know you're a good friend when we can sit down in quiet.
And not talk.
If we can
Please
sit
shut
down,
up.
yeah, if we can sit down, it could be quiet. We're not weird. We're not side eyeing each other. We're just chilling. Like if it's like that, and we're not smoking, we're not drinking. I'm talking about like regular activities. We can just do regular stuff. Like that's how I know you're a good friend.
Yeah.
Or that's how I know like if you're just talking my ear off, now it's just like you're lonely. You need somebody to talk to. And that sounds mean, but as soon as you find other people to talk to, you're not my friend no more. Now you move on.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of like gauge real relationships and stuff like that.
I have a friend. She's in a long distance relationship, and long distance being like 3 to 4 hours. They sit on FaceTime. I'm talking whole shift. They're on FaceTime. The person is irritated, mad because you hung up the phone, or you're not talking to me. You're talking to her,
Like,
and
we
like
better be 12. Like,
oh no, they're older
on.
than they're like 30.
Oh.
So it's giving
Too grown.
Oh, no.
So
I like being on the phone.
not.
I like being on the phone like when I'm at work. I know that you're there.
yeah,
But like I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everybody else but you.
yeah,
But like or like if I'm on the phone and like you're at work, I like that because I'm hearing your voice. I'm hearing you interact with other people, and you know I can do my own. Like I feel like that calms me down when I like somebody. You know I hear you, but I'm doing my own stuff, and that kind of like comes close to like we can be in each other's presence, but not like talk or not.
yeah.
You know.
So do y'all feel like if you were in a long distance relationship, whether it be friendships or romantically, and it fizzled out, do you think that person in your interactions were fake? Do you feel like it was disingenuous, or do you really just think it's kind of space out of sight, out of mind?
No, I don't think it's fake at all. It could be either out of sight, out of mind, or because you say it fizzle out, it's just people get caught up in their own lives, and with that out of sight, out of mind thing, you're not physically here in my face for me to consistently really think about you, or vice versa. So if it does end up fizzling out, I feel like that's on both parties. 9 times out of 10, it's on both parties because everybody just got caught up in whatever they had going on, and life kept moving. And if y'all didn't continue to have much intention about talking every day or setting up different times to meet each other, then it has no choice but to fizzle out at some point.
That's real. I think personally it's different between the two. I feel like with a relationship, yes, but with a friendship, no. I feel like with a friendship, no, because friends are naturally gonna come. Like that's naturally just gonna happen. You just run into new people that you cool with, and you're not gonna think about your person back out. I mean, your friend back at home at all times, which is reasonable. Y'all have lives and stuff like that. But I feel like with a relationship, you kind of gotta pursue a relationship a little bit. You gotta kind of do stuff that go out your way to get in a relationship. So if you're like in a relationship with somebody, you get in another relationship, you're trying to get into like a relationship. Friendships naturally come. So I feel like with a relationship, it's different. I feel like if you really wanted them that bad, then you wouldn't really be thinking about getting with other people or stuff like that. So I just feel like that's why a relationship, yes, is fake to me if we're like splitting because of long distance. So yeah, so I feel
To me, it's situational. I feel like I said that this whole time. It is situational. Everything is like, but I agree like heavily with what he said. Like if like I might not be in your face every day, but I'm sending you flowers. I'm trying to show up, and stuff like that. Like I'm giving you like little hints of like, hey, I still exist,
Yeah.
And if we have that intention of, like I said, when I date somebody or like when I make you my girlfriend, I'm making you my girlfriend till one day, like this is long term. I don't do that short term stuff because that's friends with benefits. Let's not call it something different. Or like that's just like a little fling or an obsession. So like, if I know that I want you, I'm going to show you that I want you. But if you like deliberately decide to like, okay, I don't want to pursue this anymore, or like it starts like I start like going out of your, like getting out of your mind. It's like, all right, maybe you didn't have the same intentions that I've had, Maybe your intentions did look a little bit different. But also I say it's like, it's time-wise, because if it like fiddles out through the span of a whole year and y'all haven't been making that effort, or y'all could have been doing something, okay, maybe y'all can try something new like a little bit later when y'all lives are more calmed down. But if it fiddles down in 1 or 2 months because, oh, I haven't seen you and I'm mad because you don't talk to me every day, or like I miss you so bad that I'm gonna start a random argument with you, it's just
That's
like,
what you're saying, like pettiness.
yeah,
Because I miss you.
yeah, like why, like you miss me, you want to argue with me, like
Yeah,
that's so dumb.
no.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Well, thank
Definitely
y'all
toxic.
so much for tuning in to the Situations and the Relations podcast, where we keep it real and we're not afraid to spell. I'm Talay Forbes with Take Two, giving you all the hottest takes. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, would you do a long distance relationship? And we'll see y'all next time.